this is unorthodox for our show because we're mostly talking about cinema. Even though the show is, there's no boundaries to the show, it can be anything at any time. We just like talking about movies. That's all we talk about. If we're going to do a talk show like we do, and if we only talk about movies, the show is going to be about movies. But it doesn't have to be about movies every time. I don't watch a lot of television, if you know who I am. I haven't finished a show in a long time, like a proper show. But recently, I actually decided to watch Succession on HBO. I watched the whole thing, all 4 seasons, and it was really good. I would say it's a good show. I liked watching it, and now that it's over, I kind of have this post-show blues about a show because, like, it's over, there's nothing more, and you're like, oh, I found out everything. I'm not going to see what's going to happen with these characters anymore.
Yeah. I remember when you started. You started while we were making the show,
Yeah, in April.
We can go back and see you be like, I'll give it a go. I'm kind of starting it. I'll see if I like it. I'll see if I stick to it. Like, I'm gonna watch another episode tonight. I'll see if I like it. Blah blah. Blah. And like, you kept doing that until eventually you were sucked in and you watched all of it.
Yeah, I think I would say after season 1.
Yeah.
Then I was like, oh yeah, I'll watch the show because season 1 is at the end of it,
So good.
The second half of season 1 is / the end is really good. The end of season 1 is probably like the best, like a really good ending.
Yeah.
And it really like keeps you intrigued of what's going to happen next.
Yeah.
As well as the end of season 2. Season 2 ending is really good.
I love season 3 ending too, but like it wasn't as like. I get what you're saying, like, wasn't as impactful. And then I loved the ending overall.
Yeah, the ending is good because it does leave you wanting more.
Yeah.
Right? It's almost like there could be a 5th season where we see what happens after that. But it was a good ending, and I'm happy with the outcome of the who got succeeded over who, because the show's called Succession.
Yeah.
And the answer to who succeeds Logan Roy is actually answered by the end of the whole show.
Yeah.
Which is the show, because the show's called Succession.
Yeah. It's like it's answered, and then our POV follows them with the company, follows them with like the succession, and then it ends once they don't get that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I love when girls suck my session out of me.
Yeah.
Yeah, the ending was a good show. Like it's very character based, interesting. No one's really likable.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess there's people likable, but they're not good people because the characters are so interesting that you kind of like them because of they're interesting, even though they're kind of scumbags and annoying. Yeah. But I think the standout characters and performances of the show is number 1, Jeremy Strong playing Kendall Roy, and then Brian Cox doing Logan Roy. Those were like the real standouts.
I mean, the whole ensemble's like so good, dude.
Yeah, like, but those 2 are the best.
Yeah, I mean, I love Tom, dude. I think the guy that plays Tom plays him so fucking well, dude.
Yeah, Tom is good. Tom and Greg are really fun. That's like really funny.
Yeah, they're so funny, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my god, Roman's great too. Shiv's like so good at just being like so unlikable at times.
Yeah, she's so annoying. And Roman is also really annoying.
Oh, Roman's like he's just like he's a masochist, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, Roman always like and Shiv is just like a bitch, like straight up, like a bad person. Like,
but also like Kendall's like kind of a bitch too, dude.
Yeah.
Like, Jeremy Strong plays him so well.
Yeah, there's parts with like Kendall Roy where he goes too far and he flies too close to the sun, where he could totally be fine.
Yeah.
But he just has to be all like like his ego gets too big, and you're like, dude, this guy can't run this company, dude.
Yeah.
He just flies too close to the sun.
So we're talking about Succession as a whole, but we're also talking about just the ending because that just came out. But like, I love Kendall's trajectory in season 4 of like, you know, it starts with them all being like a group, they're a unit, they're siblings, they're close, they have that hug at the beginning, and then like the father dies, then it's like they all kind of like turn back to their old ways, you know, and they all kind of like go back to like who they think they want to be. Like Kendall thinks he wants to be Logan. I love there's a scene at the party scene right before the election night where he's talking to the guy that was like working for the other candidate that didn't win, and he was like, yeah, like, what do you think? Do you think we can flip this, bro? And he's like, dude, I'm not Gil, and you're not your dad. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
You know? And I was like, dude, he's like, someone needs to tell him, you know? Because he got so fucking, like, really, like, dark at the end there, dude. Because, like, he didn't give a fuck about his kids. He kept saying, like, I love my family, but he doesn't even, like, he's not. He's, like, definitely
Yeah,
not
and like his
contention for a
kids
good
like might
dad.
not even be his kids.
No, they're not his kids. No.
Yeah.
I don't think he can produce. I think that's what was implied. I think it was like they had to get some kind of like donor or something like that.
Yeah, I'll have to say this off the rip though. Like season 4 is the least good season of the whole show, and there's like a big reason why.
Yeah, because of Logan.
Yeah, because Logan Roy dies in the first half of the season, and it's still good. It's still fun to watch, but it's not going to be as good as season 1 through 3 for me personally.
Yeah, but I mean,
it kind of tapers off a little bit, and you're kind of like, okay, well, I guess now I can see why this is the last season. Like, well, they're going to have another season without Logan Roy.
Yeah,
but dude, it's like, spoiler, but whatever. Like, we'll just talk about it.
It had to come at some point, and this is a spoiler thing. Like, if you don't know that,
yeah, I thought it would end with Logan Roy dying from the beginning. I'm like, oh yeah, he's gonna die, and then someone's gonna take over. Like,
no, but yeah,
like he was gonna get sick, but instead it was just like a heart attack or whatever.
Yeah,
like early, earlier than I thought.
I don't know. I kind of liked it. I had to sit on it more, but I think I liked the outcome in general. I just love that Jeremy Strong didn't get the win at the end. I like that none of the siblings get the win at the end. I didn't I like Tom because I think he kind of represents like a buffoon that like kind of like smart though. And I like that he got it at the end, but I didn't like that he didn't deserve that he got it. You know what I mean? Like he didn't do anything to earn it at the end. It was just that like Alexander Skarsgård was like, oh, I'm gonna fucking choose you, you know?
Yeah, man.
Like, I love Tar. I think Tar was my favorite movie of last year, and I think the reason was because...
Because you like the rise and fall type storylines.
Yeah, but she's a flawed character that, like, eventually, like, gets her comeuppance, and I feel like that's always what you're waiting for with Kendall. Because Kendall's, like, such a flawed character.
Yeah.
That abuses his power.
Yeah.
And he thinks he, like, deserves things that he didn't earn.
Yeah.
You know?
For real.
So, I love that. I love that ending.
I don't know. It got a little preachy at the end there, especially with the election, and it was just kind of really on the nose of, like, what they were trying to say and stuff, too.
But the election was really good. That was a great episode.
Yeah, but it was, like, really transparent about, like, what they were trying to say and do, and, like, it was kind of a agenda driven a little bit there, like perspective wise, like telling the audience, like this is bad, what's happening, and it's like a Trump parallel for sure.
Yeah, but I don't know if they were necessarily telling the audience that it was bad. They were saying like this fucking happens, you know. Like I think Jesse Armstrong's not even from America, dude.
Yeah, but like Mark Malloy and like what's his name, Adam McKay, they're so very like political left Democrat, like staunch Democrat.
I don't know.
I just felt like it was kind of like, oh, now Shiv is saying this is terrible. We shouldn't just let this happen. It's like, whoa, now we're getting this character like saying that, and the other two, and Roman's totally with it, and then Kendall is kind of in between, but he goes with it, but then he realizes this is a really bad decision. Like my kids are in danger. Oh no.
Dude, shut up, dude. It was good. It was really
good. It was good.
I don't think it was preachy at all. I think it was fair in showing both sides, but also like terrifying in showing exactly how election and misinformation is like spread.
Yeah, but it was a little bit of a agenda there.
I don't know. Like, why? Because Shiv's like...
Because...
There are consequences, Roman. There are, but there are like literally no consequences to it in the entire series. Like, apparently in the last episode, they're like, he might not even be president. Like, dude, like, yeah, I don't think it was preachy at all.
In the moment, it really, just a little bit, like, just like it wasn't the most subtle thing ever. Like, I knew what was happening. I knew it was about Trump and stuff.
Yeah.
Especially during that episode. Like, I think they did a really subtle job with it all the way through, except for like around that time when I just don't like that political like stuff. No, it was just so a parallel to what like our real world, and also like Don't Look Up is also like so like
Don't Look Up, dude. Like,
and the menu.
We're not talking about Don't Look Up on this podcast, dude.
Yeah, but Mark Malloy made the menu, and that's like a takedown of like rich people and shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just I can see through it, dude. That's just how I saw it, bro.
Okay. When the last episode happened and Kendall wasn't gonna get the thing, I thought he was gonna take the elevator up and jump, dude.
Oh, dude, they should have done that, dude. Instead of he just sits there like,
yeah,
I'm a coconut sheep. Yeah, he was
like,
just.
I'm the eldest boy.
Yeah, you can't defend him, dude. You just can't defend Kendall because he could have been fine if he just stayed a course and not be so fucking like. Yeah, like none of those kids were good.
No.
Fuck them, dude.
Fuck them, yeah. None of them were built for it.
The real main fight between Logan and Kendall is really what kept me going throughout the whole series. So,
yeah.
Also, in Succession, the style is like handheld. It's like this handheld documentary zoom in style. It works well and makes it kind of like really realistic. And that's the sort of Adam McKay, Armando Iannucci type political Paul Greengrass type style, like handheld, and it's like zooms in, even though like sometimes it doesn't even make any sense why they're zooming in. Because usually when you do a zoom, it's like something important. But even this is supposed to be realistic, but there just zooms in like just
it's
out
like,
of nowhere.
It's like documentary style, like we're following these characters,
Yeah.
But at the beginning, they do it way more. I feel like they dialed it back, but like in the first season,
in the first season, it was like really like...
Yeah, the first season was jarring. It was like you would be introduced to a character on the streets of New York. It's like...
Yeah.
There's
a lot of like zooms and handheld, but that makes sense. And also for like a TV show, when you have to shoot a lot of coverage, like it makes sense to do like handheld. It works for the style of the show. Probably for the utilizing like the actual, it would actually probably worked well economically with shooting the show with a lot of dialogue. So you want to do multicam and cut in between, that's a reason why you do multicam is for television, but not for like pure real cinema. Well, I'm talking about the through line between Logan and Kendall. It's really about, at the end of season 1, it's about Kendall and Logan, and you're like, okay, Kendall has to join Logan because he has this dirt on him because he killed this guy. At the end of season 2, it's also Logan and also Kendall.
Yeah. That's
the real conflict that's going to lead you to the next season. He tries to throw Kendall under the bus, and he's like, no, fuck you. Great cliffhanger. I love that ending.
Oh,
so good.
Season 2's so good.
Yeah, season 2.
I love, like, Dead Inside Kendall. Like, that whole season.
Yeah, season 2's
so
great.
Good.
Season 2's great. And then at the end of season 3, it's the kids against Logan.
Yeah.
So also involving Kendall within that against Logan. So it's all Logan and Kendall. But it's Logan's on the other side of everything at the end of every big thing every season. So then when he dies, it's kind of like, I don't know, just kind of leaves a little bit of a gap, like antagonist wise, because he's the main antagonist of the picture.
Yeah, but I think you have a little bit of a hard on for him, a little too big of a heart, because that's the thing that you're left with is like they've been chasing this their entire life, right? They've had this thing like in front of them since they were kids, and it's fucked them up, dude. None of them are born to deserve this, dude. They're just like think that they deserve it because they're born this way. That's like a fucked up mindset to have.
Yeah.
And when he's gone, dude, they're like empty inside because they're like, well, what the fuck am I chasing now? You know what I mean? And I think that's what you're left with at the end of that last episode. And we as an audience also have to find a new purpose because the show's over. You know what I mean? And I think that was like really brilliant the way they did that.
Yeah, I mean, they got a bunch of money. They sold the company. They could just start a company.
They're billionaires.
What?
They're rich as fuck, dude. They're billionaires.
Yeah, they can just start a new company. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the hundreds.
Yeah.
Just like.
It sounds so stupid though.
It was hard to understand a lot what they're talking about, but it's not about understanding it. It's just kind of about that you believe that they know what they're talking about. And there's a conflict there. But really, it's like a lot of jargon in the dialogue and stuff.
It's a lot of business lingo that's like fucking stupid.
Like Jeremy Strong's really good at delivering that lingo, even though maybe the entire time I bet you like sometimes he doesn't really know what the fuck they're talking about. He's just good at delivering it like he knows what he's talking about.
Exactly.
And that's how I felt.
he's good at delivering as Kendall, thinking he knows what he's talking about. Like, Kendall doesn't always know what he's talking about either.
Yeah. That's why Jeremy Strong is like the best actor there.
Yeah, he's next level, dude. He's so good.
Yeah, Jeremy Strong is really like the only guy I see doing anything after the show.
Really?
I don't really see them like really popping off and doing like being a leading man. Yeah, I don't think anyone else will do that at all.
Yeah.
Well, I think they'll just be bit players.
Big players?
Bit players.
Oh, bit players.
Yeah, bit players, day players.
Yeah.
Not like leading top build cast, but you'll see them around. I mean, they'll all get roles the next year or so, and then it'll be like Game of Thrones, besides like Jason Momoa, who's just like...
But Jason Momoa was there for one season.
Yeah, but no one from Game of Thrones did anything afterwards. They kind of just sparked off, like they had their peak with the show, and then they kind of just disappeared. And they'll be the same with Succession, dude. Like, a lot of those guys are going to be known for Succession, But it's just like the nature of television, dude. Jeremy Strong is really the strongest contender for having a really blown up career.
I think there are people that have had good careers before this, you know what I mean? But like Brian Cox, dude, he's been in so much shit,
Brian Cox is good, yeah. I gotta watch Bourne movies now.
Well, you good with Succession?
Yeah, are you? Yeah. 9 out of 10?
Nah, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 show for me.
9 out of 10. That's pretty good for me, dude. I don't watch a lot of television. This is just like different for us to talk about a show, but I don't think we're gonna be doing it again for a while.
Yeah.
Unless we're watching like a mini-series or something.
Yeah, we'll see.
Sex and the City?
Did you watch Chernobyl?
No.